There are always things happening in Northwest Arkansas, and today is no different. Today we're covering three big topics happening in Northwest Arkansas, and one of them actually talks about awards won by a brand new private social club here in Fayetteville, Arkansas. And how does that actually affect you who might be moving here right now? So, let's talk about that. Hey everybody, if you don't know who I am, my name is Phillip Shepard. I'm a local real estate agent located right here in Northwest Arkansas. If you weren't aware, I actually was a real estate broker located in the dumpster fire, the horrible, the no good state of Illinois, the worst. Anyways, I could have moved anywhere I wanted to in America. I could have moved to Kentucky, to Tennessee, to Utah, to Montana, to Asheville, to anywhere I wanted to in America. But I chose Northwest Arkansas because it is by far the best place to live in America. Literally by far. So if you ever want to talk about why I chose Northwest Arkansas versus anywhere else in America, call me, text me, let's meet up for coffee and we can talk about, again, why I chose here versus anywhere else in America. All right, and the first thing we need to cover, which is a big news for Northwest Arkansas, is actually one thing I've been talking about for many years now, is the fact that the startup scene in Northwest Arkansas is not only incredibly healthy, but surging according to reports. The Walton Foundation and a couple of other reports came out saying that the actual startup scene in Northwest Arkansas is quote unquote surging past national average. And according to the data right now, we're actually about 5 or 6% higher than the national average when it comes to startups in Northwest Arkansas. Now, the big question is why did this happen? And obviously, so like why is Northwest Arkansas so special when it comes to startups? Two different factors. The first factor I want to talk about first, which is the fact that the actual culture of Northwest Arkansas is very favored towards startups in general, meaning the people that move here and the people that do live here currently are always in favor of starting your own businesses, not only in a sense of like tech startups, but even in a sense of electricians or blue collar or attorneys or whatever it is. People often move here to start their own companies. Very common. And the culture does really allow that. It's a very small business / startup culture friendly area. What I mean by that is that whenever you hear those words like, oh, we're very small business friendly, it is really true. There's not a lot of big box things that happen in Northwest Arkansas. Now, we have the biggest big box company in the world here, obviously. But when it comes to coffee shops, when it comes to tech startups, when it comes to attorneys, when it comes to new electricians, or whatever it is a very small business friendly environment comparison to where I came from, which is Chicago, which is a much different environment to say the least. But regardless, the startup scene in Northwest Arkansas is super healthy. The second thing I want to mention is the fact that a lot of startups end up coming here / starting up here because a lot of times they want to work alongside the bigger companies, whether it's Tyson or JB Hunt or Simmons Chickens or Walmart. Obviously, a lot of companies will move here or start here to either work directly with them to solve a problem that they can't solve internally, or they want to be acquired by one of those big companies. Very common practice here in Northwest Arkansas. So again, an example just happened a little while ago. Acre Trader, a large mid-sized company that started here in Fayetteville, Arkansas, just got acquired by a bigger company, not necessarily Walmart, but what they did was actually, long story short, they basically allowed you to crowdfund farmland to actually invest into farmland versus buying one big parcel. You can actually be part of 1/10% of an investment in farmland. Long story short, they got acquired and they're still operating as business as normal, but they did get acquired. Very common practice here in Northwest Arkansas because of the fact there are so many eyes on Northwest Arkansas. And the second thing we need to cover, actually we're gonna be focusing on Bentonville again for a minute, is a brand new initiative / we'll say group started up in Bentonville named Belong Bentonville. This is actually kind of a new addition to Bentonville. Essentially what this is that it's one of the nonprofits. Visit Bentonville started this up, basically inviting newcomers to Bentonville and local areas to actually experience Bentonville. What are all the cool things happening? All the first Fridays, the calendar events, and kind of making a social thing for people to meet and hang out and get to know each other. This is we'll say, a common practice happening in Northwest Arkansas, whether it's obviously led by cities or led by by just regular people like me, because I do these groups all the time. It is one of those things where we want to get to kind of bring in people that are new to the area. not for any ill purpose or anything, but it's more just like, hey, you're new to the area. We're all kind of new to the area. Let's get together, hang out, meet, shake hands, shake babies, kiss hands, so to speak, and just kind of get to know each other. You know, see where they're from, where they're coming from, where they work, what's going on here, what are their, you know, passions, what do they want to do, whether they want to be into outdoor stuff or indoor stuff, or what kind of groups can we kind of connect. A lot of people in these groups, like we're saying Belong Bentonville, are really geared towards like just obviously being selfless and be like, hey, you're new to the area. I know these people that do these things. You want to talk to them. They're really cool. They have so many things going on. So that's kind of the idea of this Belong Bentonville, is just kind of making all the connected dots connect together. That's what this group is kind of pertaining to do. Now, there's a lot of other groups that do this as well that are more like, let's say, just regular consumer focused groups that are just like, hey, let's hang out and get to know each other. But really the core intentionality of all these different groups is to connect people. Now, I say all this to say is that if you're looking to move here, just know there's plenty of groups for you to meet, hang out with, new activities, new things to learn, new people to hang out with. All these different things exist inside of Northwest Arkansas. So if you ever feel like that kind of inkling of like, am I gonna meet people? Plenty of groups. Even if you're more of an introvert, like, trust me, there are plenty of introverts that are going to these groups that are kind of like just not wanting to do that. But again, very welcoming, very, we'll say, you know, intentional of making people get connected. So if you're that person kind of getting nervous, whether you have a family or kids, or you're just going solo on this one, just know plenty of groups for you to meet and hang out with. Whoa, 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 whoa. I made something for you. I made something called 3-day itineraries. So maybe you're looking to check this place out, looking to see if it's the best place to live in America. I made 3-day itineraries literally for you. Maybe you're an adventurer, maybe you're a sports person, maybe you're a foodie, maybe you're a sightseer, maybe you have kids, whatever it is, I have 3-day itineraries linked below. So go ahead and download them and use them when you get down here. Also, you might be using things like Realtor.com, Zillow, or Redfin. Way too slow. Notifications, way too slow. That's why I made something called Instant Home Updates. It sounds exactly what it is. Literally, it's Instant Home Updates. So enter your information below: name, bedrooms, bathrooms, square footage. Where do you want to move to in Northwest Arkansas? Enter all the information below. I'll make sure to miss a single notification when it comes for home for sale or for rent, all in Northwest Arkansas. And the third, and I think pretty cool thing happening in Northwest Arkansas is, I mentioned this kind of part before, but there's a new hotel I would consider more luxury in Fayetteville named Stonebreaker. It was actually built on Markham Hill. It was actually built kind of an old, built on top of, like, not on top of, but adjacent to and with an old house and barn. So they kind of made it kind of like this really cool experience on top of a hill, hence Markham Hill in Fayetteville. Really cool spot, but really it got nominated in Southern Magazine as the best brand new hotel in basically the South. So that's cool for Stonebreaker. But the reason I want to point this out is that A, it's really, really nice place to have. It's a nice hotel, first off. The second thing I want to point out is that there's actually a private kind of like members group community happening over there at Stonebreaker. It's really nice. It's very similar to Blake Street over in Bentonville. If you don't know what that is, it's kind of an exclusive member. You pay, obviously, part of this group. Very nice place. You have pools, you have obviously workout centers, you have classes, you have the whole kit and caboodle over there. Down in Stonebreaker, very similar experience, hotel, workout center, just a kind of place to network and hang out with people, kind of, especially if you're working remotely or sales or whatever it is you want to get out of the house, do something different. That's the kind of group. But it did get nominated again for that kind of brand new hotel, like best experience. So again, if you are moving to Fayetteville and you want that kind of private community experience, definitely check that place out. It's actually cheaper than Blake Street, but it's kind of in Fayetteville, so you don't have to drive from Fayetteville to Blake Street or Bentonville. So it's kind of that kind of South and Northwest Arkansas kind of members community group. So if you're in that, you fall into that category, you want to be outside the house a little bit and want to be part of a more niche group of people, business people potentially, or just kind of wanting to hang out and not always, doing, let's say, work all the time. This is that group, in Stonebreaker. But again, the focus of this is just, again, saying Stonebreaker just got nominated for, being the best new hotel in the South, according to Southern Magazine. And I will take every win we can get when it comes to Northwest Arkansas. There are many. But again, no win can go unnoticed around here in Northwest Arkansas. All right, that's all I have for you guys today. Again, if you have not been down to Northwest Arkansas quite yet, I made something called the NWA Starter Pack. Sounds exactly what it is. Literally a starter pack full of all the cool things in Northwest Arkansas. It comes with a 120-page guide, literally city by city, thing by thing, everything about Northwest Arkansas in one big packet. It comes with the 3-day itineraries, it comes with postcards, it comes with all sorts of cool things. Also, side note, you do need this because it comes with the official NWA coloring book. I mean, come on, don't you want that? I want that right now. Anyways, yes, do it for the coloring book. Starter pack comes right to your home, literally package shipped right to your home. Enter your name below, enter your address below. Where's this package going to? Where am I shipping this NWA starter package going to? Enter all the information below and make sure to get the package shipped to you right away. Also, side note, it does come with your first free mountain bike, so that's pretty cool. And I know what you're thinking, I know what you're thinking. It is my favorite for F word. Free, so enter your information below and make sure to get the package shipped to you right away. All right, guys, I'll see you next one.